Welcome to The Dentist Show. Let's jump right in.
All right, welcome to The Dentist Show.
The Dentist Show.
We're back.
We are back. We are excited. Not only do you get to listen to us talk a little bit today, you get to learn about the Chase Davis.
The
today.
one and only.
The one and only.
My dad used to say.
The one and only Chase Davis that I know.
Yeah. I was the youngest kid, and so I got teased a lot from my family. My brother's like, yeah, you're the youngest, so you get spoiled. But,
so your life was like significantly better than your older siblings.
Yeah, they got it right.
Yeah,
it took 3 times, and I was the 4th, and like they nailed it.
Yeah, awesome.
I was the angel child, they used to say.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yep. And then it's like, well, three chances, and they 4th, boom, nailed it.
Yeah.
Perfect
So 3
child.
strikes and then the win.
I tease my parents about, and my brothers, is like, my parents gave up, and that's why I'm normal. Like,
okay.
like Chad, my brother Chad broke them, and that was nuts of mine, and they gave up, and I'm like, that's why I came out so well.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't try.
They were like focused on fixing you. You were just.
I was just there.
Yeah.
I was just there, and I turned out somewhat normal. Nah, my actual siblings are cool. They're normal too.
Yeah. I've never met them, so I can't either confirm nor deny that.
They like, my brother looks similar to me. I'm probably fatter and more bald. He's not bald at all. I'm bald.
So then, yeah, you're definitely more bald.
Yeah, I'm bald. Definitely less hair. My grandpa Davis, he was bald at 20.
Oh,
And then my grandpa Rasmussen, he was bald at like 40. So I had no chance.
yeah.
But my dad, full head of hair at 70.
Really?
He's 68, 69.
And your brother still has hair.
Mm-hmm. Little thinner, but not like my dad's like.
Yeah, just Goldilocks.
Yeah, and he shaves it like so it's thin, like short. But
Yeah.
he's like, that's not fair. Like, your dad had no hair, and then you have hair, and then we don't have hair.
Yeah. It's something, doesn't it come through the line of the mother side or something, they say?
Something. It skips a generation. I don't know. I heard all kinds of stuff.
I think they just, anything to make an excuse for why you're bald.
Yeah.
Or not.
But I think Mason, my son, has a good chance because Raquel's father has hair and my father has hair. So he should have good hair. Otherwise, he's unfortunately going to look like me. And it might not be cool in 10 or 20 years like it is
Right.
now.
It is cool right now.
Yeah.
What is, I think Jonathan's said it, or you've said it, the cranial nudist.
Yeah, cranial nudist.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because Jonathan doesn't have beard, but a lot of us have beards to make up for it.
Yeah. You don't want to be fully bare up there.
Mr. Clean. That's what you can call Mr. Clean. And my double chin would show. Okay, so here we are. We're at a class for a sedation class. And the guy looks at me. Well, he's talking about like a lot of people wear beards to cover up their double chins and stuff. And he kind of looks at me and he's like, do you have a double chin? I was like, that's so messed up. He's like, but do you? I'm like, no, I don't. Of course I do.
He does. That's why he wears a beard.
That's right. I wear a beard. Cover it up.
I wear a beard just because I want to be cool like Dr. Davis here.
Yeah,
so.
you should shave your head too. I'd love Cassidy's reaction to that.
Oh, dude, I would feel so weird because I've had hair my whole life.
Right. Well, it's time for a change.
Yeah, it is. It is getting thinner. I used to be that guy that like you'd take like those buzzer clippers and it'd like clog that thing up.
Yeah.
It'd like go slow. And,
A little too much stress and cortisol in your life.
yeah, too much. It's all that you bring to my life has
Then stress.
Yeah,
Boom.
I'm just becoming more
Nailed
and more like you and losing hair.
Yeah. You get a lot of back hair.
Yeah, a lot of back hair coming in.
You become a little bit of a gorilla.
All right, so what we all came here to do today was actually learn about Chase, the Dr. Chase Davis here, not just about his back hair.
Yeah. Well,
That was a
close to
little
me.
tidbit that's an extra. That's a bonus.
I shave it.
Yeah.
I got the back flip. Or what's it called? Anyway, some back
You
shaver.
had a back shaver?
Yeah, dude, when I get massages, so what happens?
Let's just finish this up. Let's get into it.
My friend made me very self-conscious
Okay.
about getting massages. So then I'd shave it or I'd have Raquel like shave what it's like my shave my head.
Yeah.
And then he said like, well, aren't you like super like fuzzy? So it, like exfoliates their hands because it's like not shaved. And I was like, oh man, good point. So then they have like this backflip thingy. That's my truck cover. It's back shaver or something from Amazon that you can like has a long handle and you can shave your back yourself.
Oh,
So I do that when I like go out to get massages or if I'm like going boating with like non-family. It's like I don't have back hair.
I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I have a lot of frontal hair.
Yeah.
No back hair. But it's stuffly now. It's getting cooler in Arizona, so
Yeah.
you don't go boating or in the pool so much.
No, so this is your growing season.
It's the growing season.
You'll harvest it later.
Yeah, this is my Viking season. That's why I refer myself as a Viking.
That's right. You got all that fur so that you can stand the cold winters.
I for sure am from that area. I mean, I am. I did 23andMe, and that's my ancestry.
Oh, there you go.
Actually, some relative in like the 200s was like a conqueror.
Oh,
like a Viking conqueror.
Yeah,
That's pretty neat.
That didn't really transition well through the generations.
No, and then the rest of them were like pretty non-significant people.
just ate and got bigger.
Yeah.
Grew lots of back hair.
Yeah. I just have to say, I look like a Viking. I have no other. I'm very much of a pansy.
Yeah, that's funny. Did you ever watch the show Vikings?
Yes, it was one of the best shows ever.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome. Like,
and they keep trying to reproduce it, and it's not very good.
It's not as good.
No.
Yeah. The original Vikings.
What's the guy,
like
the main character?
Ragnar Lothbrok.
Ragnar. Yeah. That was
we liked him so much, we named a bunny after this guy. Like,
and then he was gone after the first season. Second season.
Yeah, he was in a couple seasons, and then
he did weird. It went weird.
Yeah, well,
that's how it shows.
No. His wife though, pretty hot. So
I don't know who she was.
Lagertha.
Oh, in the show, not
in the show.
Real life.
Yeah, in the show.
Okay.
Come on, man. I don't know real people out there.
I don't know if he's even famous besides that show.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, let's get back to the Chase Davis. So, Chase, what I want to know about you is what your past looks like and what brought you to where you are today.
Although I do have Viking ancestry.
Yeah, we started from the beginning.
All right, well, we'll skip a few generations. I was actually born in Salt Lake. I'm from West Valley City, which is the west side of Salt Lake. Went to Hunter High School, the Wolverines.
Oh, there you go. Did you have the Wolverine, like the X-Men? Did you guys do anything like that? Or?
So most high schools will copy colleges. So Hunter High School, which is funny, copied Michigan Wolverines.
Okay.
So all the fight songs, the colors, instead of like the yellow stripe, we were silver, but everything else was exactly the same.
Okay.
And then funny enough, I go to Ohio State for dental school. They're big competitors. But before then, I went to the University of Utah for college, did my degree in kinesiology, and then went to the Ohio State. That's where I went. But I was going to be a plumber. I kind of skipped ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, okay, we gotta dial this back. We got to the point of why we call you the Chase Davis, because the Ohio State.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And I would like to go back and I want to know why you went to school for kinesiology and why you aren't a plumber.
Yeah. I should have been a plumber. Yeah, it's so much simpler.
Yeah.
Now, I tease everyone because every industry is always so much easier than the current one you're in.
Yeah, there's always somewhere better. The grass is greener on the other side, right?
Yeah, so I was always going to be, my dad's a plumber and my brother's a plumber. My grandfather was a plumber. Uncle was a plumber. Cousins are plumbers, like whole family of plumbers.
Yeah, and then the generation before that were Vikings.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Well, like couple.
Vikings, then plumbers.
Yes. It's the same. Water. But yeah, I was going to be a plumber. And even when I was getting recruited by the Army, because I was kind of friendly to the Army people at the dental school, at high school. And they said, what are you going to do? The Army can help you. I'm like, I'm going to be a plumber. And they're like, wow, we can't help you then. Like, we want to pay for your college. And plumbing in Utah, you actually do have to go to college, but it's a night program.
Yeah,
just an hour or two a night. Anyway, so I was going to do that. And when I was 17, my dad had a rule: if you're not playing sports, then you had to work.
Right.
And so after high school finished, my senior year, we lost in the semifinals, by the way. Bad loss. Yeah. We should have beat that team.
I'm really sorry.
Still affects me to this day.
Yeah. It's a major motivator of me today.
25 years later. After football had ended, he was busy. I was trying to get money either for, I don't know why, probably dating or something. So I was working after hours for him, and I was up on a lift about 25 feet up, and I tipped it over like an idiot.
Like a scissor lift, right? Like
scissor lift. Yeah.
We
were kind of raised on them. We started working for my dad quite young at 13 or 14, and we learned how to drive them. And be stupid. And my brother taught me many things. So we just like, instead of like getting down and moving a 2x4 out of the way, we just drive over it. We just kind of learn techniques to get around things. And I didn't realize I was already on an incline and jumping over a 2x6. Tipped it over, fell about 25 feet, broke my back. Still was planning on playing baseball and doing plumbing. So my surgery was like December 19th or 20th of 1999. And I was homebound for 3 months. And like I still was like, I'm playing baseball. My baseball coach finally came and like, dude, you're not playing baseball. All you gonna do is wear this big I had this big like band around me.
Did you have to wear like one of those like hard shelled? You're like a turtle.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. So I even had to go, like I had a tutor come to my house for a while. And then I started going to school. I still had to wear that stupid thing. Jeez. Just in case someone like, it wasn't like to help. It's just in case someone like hit into me or I fell or tripped or something.
So you're superstar athlete.
No, it's very moderate.
You're going to go play baseball for a local college of some sort.
Hoping for some JC or community college.
Yeah. And some girls maybe.
Yeah.
And then you were going to be a plumber.
Yeah, that was my plan. My dad, just keep doing the
family business, right? Yeah. That makes sense. It's a beautiful American tradition.
Yeah, it was going to be great, and it would have been great. And then when I was going to plumbing school and kind of like feeling like I don't think I felt like I quite fit in to the people that were there, and it was just because I got a bad class. Like, it's a bunch of like not great people, and how they're talking about how they could screw over like elderly women by overcharging them for like service things. My dad was always new construction. So I had when we did side jobs, it was like, I charge $20 an hour, whatever. And we thought we were just killing it. And these guys were going anyway. So I was like, man, this isn't quite like what I want to do, the people I want to be with. And schooling always came a little easier to me than most people.
Gotcha.
And so I just started taking
classes. So you're smart and handsome.
Yeah.
But broken back.
Yeah, broken back. And my dad did, at that point, we were doing a lot of schools and a lot more mechanical work where it's heavy lifting. And I was like, Dad, I don't think I can do that. He said, that's okay. Just get your plumbing degree and you can help me in the office and stuff. And I was like, and to this day, it's probably one of the hardest conversations I've had is saying, Dad, no, like I'm not doing plumbing. It was really hard. And I went to plumbing school for a whole year and took a full load of regular classes to go to college because I knew like, I'm not doing plumbing. Yeah. And it was hard to tell him like, all right, I'm not going to the community college to take the plumbing classes and then going to the university and taking the core science classes. So anyway, so that's when I decided like, I think I was going to go into healthcare related something. And that's
I was going to say, when did you decide, like, obviously there was the kind of a growth here where like, I don't think I want to do plumbing and then I'm not going to do plumbing. Yeah. And at what point was it like, now I'm going to do medical something, and then how did you land on dentistry? I'm
sure it had to be related to my accident, like just someone there to take care of me, and they made a good living doing it. I think that was probably because before that point, I mean, my mom always used to, when we asked for something, my mom would always say, "We can't afford it." Like, I want that piece of gum or whatever, and like we can't afford it. So that was her go-to statement. Yeah. Anytime we wanted something, like we can't afford it. And I like, of course they could have, they just didn't want to have the conversation. Like, no, we don't want to buy that for you. Yeah. And so sometimes I'd say, what occupation makes the most money, Mom? And she's like, I don't know, brain surgeon. And so I'm going to be a brain surgeon. Right. So besides that, like silly part of my life, I'd never considered healthcare. So I'm assuming it goes back to my accident and having people take care of me, and they made a good living doing it. Right. So I'm assuming that's where it came from. And then my physical therapist was a cool guy. He's a sports team physical therapist. Mm-hmm. And so he was really nice and really fun. And so that's why I started my degree. I actually was a chemistry major, which was really odd. Yeah. And because I excelled at chemistry. Okay. And then probably actually a year in the university, I was like, dude, I got to take P-Chem next. And I knew at this point I was going to either to go to PT school, physical therapy, or dental school. So I said, I can't do chemistry. I don't want to get a C or a B on my transcripts. Right. So that's when I switched over, like, well, what would be And if I didn't get in dental school, what would I do with a chemistry degree?
Right.
It's completely
You
worthless.
didn't want to work in a lab all day?
Yeah, it's not my style. So that's why I decided, like, well, if I do kinesiology, at least like my fallback plan would be physical therapy school or some PT related stuff. So that's how I chose that. And those classes are really fun because you have athletes. Like you're in the exercise, sports, and science department.
Okay.
So you just have people who are like me, like grew up playing sports. They love sports.
Yeah.
And then kinesiology is just because we took the core science classes, and there's a couple other classes we took, but it just like fit in with my major where I paid for every dime of my college.
Gotcha.
So I'm not taking any other classes. I don't have
only classes that are required to get to where you're
like it was like perfectly, like I spent so much time like I'm not taking. And at University of Utah, I think you could get like 18 or 16 to 22 hours would be the same cost. So I always maxed it. Yeah. But it worked a lot. But that's why I went that route to kinesiology and then to the Ohio State. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because they had a football program. Kentucky had a basketball program. Ohio State had a football program. Went to the Ohio State.
The Ohio State.
Yeah.
Did you get accepted to Kentucky or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Could have went to Kentucky, Marquette, and then Ohio State.
Okay. Nice.
So I went to the Ohio State.
Yeah.
Marquette wasn't even in the running. I really liked I really liked University of Kentucky. Lexington's such a pretty area.
Yeah.
Columbus was such a cool area for football, and it's such a big school. But anyways, that's my decision-making process.
There we go. So
a little too much about that.
No, I don't know if we went too much about that. I think it's cool. Like, it's amazing to me that how something like breaking your back, right? We've all seen movies about the football star or the basketball player or baseball player, like, breaks their back and then it like ruins their whole life. And they end up going down a road of maybe making less desirable choices. And it leads to, complications in their life. And then, ultimately the end of the movie is they finally figure it out. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, it sounds like to me, you probably had some struggles and some emotional things going on, and it was hard, and you did all those hard things, and now you are where you are today because you were able to go through this hard thing.
Yeah, you decided to go on their harder track. And I don't know what it was. I don't know. I'm assuming it's my parents. They did such a good job and to teach me about drugs. And because even after the accident, they had a workers' comp person over me, and she would come and count my pain pills. Oh. And she actually got mad at me because I wouldn't take them. Oh. Because I hated the feeling, because one of them made me like super dizzy. I was like, I'd just deal with the pain. And so she got mad and she called the surgeon. Anyways, remember all that stuff. And then my friends would come in like, dude, you have like two bottles of Percocet. I'll buy these from you. So it could have been so easy to just like go down that route. So did you sell them? Or? No. I think I said
off the record. We'll talk about it.
I think I said you can have them, except my workers' comp person is going to come count them.
There you go.
Because other than that, I'll get in trouble. Like, where did 50 pills go in a week? I don't know. My friend took them.
Yeah. So I was stuck. They stole them.
Yeah, you're right. I was in bed, just laying there. But yeah, I was fortunate to have parents that taught me that, and somehow my genetic code was like, stay away from that. Yeah. And I was able to get away from that. So I'm super privileged. Even although we all go through dark times, hard times, I was privileged that I was like, this is like always like, well, after you get healed, it's like baseball. After you get healed, it's college. After you heal, it's like go on your own business. So it was never like poor me. Never.
Yeah, you didn't. One time. Yeah, it was. Yeah. This was something that was part of your life. It wasn't.
It's like an inconvenience.
Yeah.
And I think at the same point, like some of my friends really started getting to drugs and drinking and weed after I got my accident. So I feel like if I was maybe part of that group, it might have saved me from like participating, going down that other path. That's how I kind of look at it too. It kind of like got my priorities right. And although I would have killed it as a plumber and a contractor, I feel like dental is just like been like where I'm supposed to be. Like somehow landed it like perfect.
You're just the plumber of the mouth now.
Yeah, it's right. I wash my hands, have like poop in my fingernails. That song, poop in my fingernails. I'm like, Dad, this is your song. You don't know that one?
I've never heard this song.
Oh, you got to play that song. Say, Alexa, play poop in my fingernails.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a good song. You have kids and you don't know that?
Dude, I Apparently,
Where
I'm not.
you have failed.
I fail. I will listen to poop on the fingernails, but I'm not sure I'll ever make it to my house.
You'll play it for Meadow. She'll like it. Or Bob. Yeah. So went to Ohio State. It was a great experience. Learned a ton. Then we actually bought a home. Bad time. 2007. We bought a home just like you guys.
Oh yeah.
And stupid. And then I liked Ohio. I liked the people. I liked our neighborhood.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to convince Raquel, like, let's just stay here. Our home sucks. We thought it'd be hard to sell. It sold pretty quickly, but I just want to stay there. And she's like, no, I'm like, you stay here. I'm moving back to Utah. Like, I'm going back to my family. She did not like Ohio with the weather.
You're from Utah and so is Raquel.
Yeah. She's from there too. Then we said, well, let's just go to a similar climate. Well, I tried to go back to Salt Lake, which is a terrible place at that time. And it's actually not to start a dental career.
Yeah.
And so then we're like, let's go Colorado. It's similar climate. I'm sure like they have sports like Utah. So then that didn't work out.
And you're close.
And we're close.
Closer.
We made it down to Arizona. My close friend, James Heaton, that I'm sure you'll see on the show, came down here and he turned down a couple jobs and I took one of them and it was awesome. And that's how we started in AZ.
So you got James's like discarded jobs.
Discarded job, and it was way better than what he took. Like I had like a great dentist, great mentor, pushed me. When you're young associates sometimes have like a little bit of ego, or they're so ignorant that they think they're so good. That was 100% me. And so then I pushed back a lot too, but he was great. He wanted me to produce. He wanted me to work. He put stuff on my side to do work on.
Nice.
And he was just a good dude. So my associateship was way better than James. Actually, James moved a couple times. I had the one year with Scott. So then that's when after a year and a little bit, that's when I bought my first office. But yeah, that's how it all started. It's all there.
That's beginning to end. Vikings all the way till you became a dentist.
So when people make fun of my white skin, like I'm so white, I'm a little red.
Yeah.
So I'm a Viking. Yeah, I don't tolerate Arizona well, but if we were in Scandinavia, Norway, I would be killing
You'd be like living your best life.
Actually, I'd be freezing.
Yeah.
But after like a year, I'd be.
Yeah, you're what do they say in Arizona? It's like your blood's thinned out, right?
Blood's thinned out. Yeah, very much so. So anytime I visit Spokane or Utah, well, I'm a little heavier right now, so I'm not too bad. But before I would go up there, I'd be freezing all the time.
Yeah, it's just shivering.
The blankets on the beds.
Well, the funny part is, for those of you listening, I'm actually visiting Arizona right now from Spokane, which is northern Idaho, eastern Washington. It's colder here right now than it is at home.
It's about time.
I think it'll change by the afternoon. The afternoon it's going to be warmer than home. But
we got rain today. We got it's been such a hot summer in Arizona, and it lasted so long. Where everyone's like so giddy right now. It's going to be 75 degrees as a high. That's our low been lately. So we're pretty stoked. And it rained. It's been a good day so far.
Yeah. It's been beautiful outside. So I'm glad
looks
that
like
we're here.
Looks like Washington out there.
Yeah, which I like.
I guess you live there.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well,
we made it.
You heard it. You met the Chase Davis today.
Yep.
And as we continue on, we'll get to know each other more and more. We'll find out some probably funny topics and funny things about his past that he didn't share.
Yeah,
today.
try not to share.
Yeah. And then we'll get to, some teasers about how you woke up a patient. Did I think you've slapped a patient?
Only a couple times. So made a couple throw up.
Yeah. That's
TikTok's
right.
gone bad.
Yeah. So we've got plenty of fun stuff to come. So hang with us. And if you like what you're hearing, make sure you go download our podcast, and then you can find us online. We'd love to continue on talking with you guys.
That's right. Okay. Until next time.
All right.
Thanks for listening to The Dentist Show. We hope that this episode helped you make smiles about more than teeth. To get more resources to grow as a dentist and to learn more about Chase and Ryan, go to thedentistshow.com or just follow the link in the show notes. If you enjoyed this episode, share with another dentist in your life and help us grow the movement. And be sure to rate and review wherever you're listening.